So I talked to a camera every single day for about 7 months. I'm gonna have the exact number of days on the screen here. I started September 18, 2023. I remember the first day where I pulled out my phone and I just started recording videos, and it was so awkward. My energy was off. I was stuttering. I didn't know what to say, and it was all a mess. The thing is, the more you show up to something, the more it just becomes natural, and you start to show your true side. You start to show your true creativity. And that's the thing with everything. Any skill that you actually want to learn, you get very comfortable with it to the point where you can do it anywhere, anytime, and it starts to almost become like second nature. And that's the thing. I think it's actually a fair game. I think anyone has a chance when they start, when they just put their mind to it. We are all the same, and it's just about consistency, time, effort, and skill. And skill is practice. Skill is the time that you put in. It's like an equation. The more time that you put in, the more time that you're going to get out in the form of results, in the form of energy, effort. I'm going to tell you guys about the progression. So here's the thing. I didn't get views at the beginning, and on YouTube I've done about 484 videos so far, and about 430 of those are actually shorts, and the rest were just long form content, long videos. And that's when you ask yourself, how much is actually enough? How long is it going to take to master the skill? How much effort are you going to have to put in? How many hours are you going to have to dedicate to this craft to master it? The first month, it's difficult. The first month, it's almost as if it's weird, it's awkward talking to the camera. You don't know what you're gonna say, you just kind of feel weird. It's not like you're talking to your friend, it's not like you're on a FaceTime call with your friend, which is the authenticity that you want to replicate. And it's not even about replicating it, because you get to a point where it's just natural. So month 2, month 3, about the same thing. It just gets a little more easy, a little less tension, and a little bit less resistance when you're actually going up and putting the camera in front of your face and starting to record. And here's where it starts to get interesting. Months 4 to 6 is where you start to develop some creativity. You start to see yourself in the position of opening up your phone, filming videos, and actually enjoying it. You start to actually enjoy it as a craft, as a skill set. And you stop seeing it as an activity, you start seeing it as a skill where you can actually pinpoint different things and improve them. And that is when your creativity side comes out. That's when your true character comes out. If you do the same thing 100 times in a row, it's impossible to be nervous. This applies to anything. Alex Hormozi's quote. If you go and talk to 100 girls, you're gonna not be nervous anymore. If you get into a car and you drive 100 times, it's just not gonna be scary as it once was. If you take the camera and start talking to it 100 times every single day for months, it's just not gonna be a scary thing anymore, and you're gonna see it as an outlet to your creativity, to your thoughts. You start to notice the things that you say and how they reflect your inner world. And that's where it gets interesting. So here's the thing. Talking to a camera can be daunting and hard at first, but it's only after those few repetitions where you just start to get more and more comfortable with yourself. It's a skill like any other skill. It just needs practice. It just needs you showing up every single day, and that's all. There's actually no secret trick to mastering any skill. It's just time and time and time. Everything will become clear in its time. The only prerequisite is that you show up every single day so that you can give yourself enough time to improve. I always loved the idea of just being able to speak so fluently and so good that everything that you say actually makes sense. Take Alex Hormozi as an example. This guy just says anything and it just makes sense because he's been there, he's talking about his experiences, and the way everything makes sense to him. So I genuinely think that's a very, very important thing. Just being able to speak. It's as if you could always find the right thing to say at the right time, and it just always works out with what you say. And the way to practice that is just by speaking, is just by talking. Alex Hormozi is a guy who's been speaking for such a long time. He's been making content and YouTube videos and talking in the entrepreneurial space for such a long time. And that's why he's good at it. It's a skill that you practice. So to anyone else also interested in speaking as a skill, I also have another video about speaking and how to master the skill of speaking, how to improve. 3 very easy to follow steps that you can watch over there. So 239 days I've spent every single day showing up in front of the camera and speaking for 10 minutes, for 20 minutes, for 30 minutes. I think having YouTube channels is absolutely great. It's just like one of those ways where you can practice so many skills. You can practice your creative output. You can show your inner world to everybody else. I think it's a very nice, creative, expressive outlet. And I almost treat this like a journal. This is my form of journaling where I'm able to talk, and it's as if I have somebody right here in front of the camera and I'm just talking and I'm expressing myself. It genuinely is like therapy, and I think doing this full-time, being able to do this full-time is also amazing, because imagine having free therapy where you can also make money off that, you can also live off that. That's crazy. I think being able to communicate what you actually feel at any given point in time is so crucial, and it's not just going to help you in your relationships, communicate with your wife, negotiate when you're in important situations where negotiating is key, being able to just negotiate down to a price that suits you. If you're at a hotel, you're on vacation, something's not right, you have to speak and articulate and communicate what's actually wrong. Because I think anyone can be angry at the waitress for bringing in the food cold or bringing in the wrong order, but I think it's those few select people that can actually articulate and communicate in a way that just makes anyone want to help them. And I think that's a very niche skill that not many people practice. The people people in sales, the people on YouTube, the people already doing this type of stuff, they are practicing every single day, and this is my goal as well. And it's so concerning to me that such a fundamentally important and valuable skill is only taught online when you yourself volunteer and want to learn it. Because it's actually hard to learn a skill, especially when there's nobody guiding you, when there's no one telling you, you have to do this, you have to do that. Self-study is very, very valuable and effective, but it's also hard. Speaking is just another skill that they don't teach you in school, they don't teach you at university, college. You have to actively go out of your way to practice speaking. Nothing else is going to practice speaking for you other than speaking, talking to a camera, talking in front of an audience, public speaking. All of these things are just going to help your speaking tremendously. So that is why I've been speaking to a camera for 239 days. And funny thing is, I never thought I would be in this position talking to a camera, making YouTube videos. Never once did I have a thought in my mind where I was a young kid and I thought to myself, I'm going to be a YouTuber, or I like making videos, or I'm going to start making videos. I never had that thought early on as a kid. Some people do. They say, oh, I want to be a YouTuber, I want to make content for a living. I never had that thought once in my life, but in this last summer, I had just turned 19 and this thought popped into my mind and I knew I had to take action on it. And that's exactly why 239 days later, I'm here with 239 days of experience and more to come. I only intend on getting better and sharpening and practicing the skill even more, and not just speaking, but also making better and more entertaining and more informative YouTube videos. Because I think your worth is determined by the value that you can provide to other people. So I'm Dan, I make videos like these every single day. Subscribe. If you wonder what camera and setup I use to record my videos, it's all in the description. And I hope you guys have an amazing day. Do yourself a favor and become the person who could have saved their younger self. You got this, bro.